Balkrishna Doshi. Can I ask you to please come forward? And it's with great pleasure that I present you with this year's Pritzker Architectural Prize for 2018. Please.
On 16th May 2018, Balkrishna Vithaldas Doshi or B.V. Doshi received the Pritzker Prize. At the age of 90, it served more like a lifetime award for him, the first Indian to ever receive a Pritzker Prize. In a career spanning about 7 decades, Doshi has completed more than 100 projects. The life of this man is as inspiring as his built works. It is a journey that involves India's independence, an unpaid job in Paris, and the establishment of one of the most prestigious architecture schools in India. Today on Blessed Arc, we are looking at the life of B.V. Doshi. Doshi was born into an extended Hindu family that had been involved in the furniture industry for 2 generations. Initially, that was the plan. Doshi too was to take up the furniture profession as well. He was actually exposed to architecture by a school teacher. And from then on, he decided to enroll in architecture school. His early years and growing up with his family has had a deep impact on the man he is today and the architecture that he builds. When you go through a lot of his projects, you will see the deep respect for Indian history and culture. Some elements of his youth, like memories of shrines, temples and bustling streets, these are all things that have found a way into his architecture. But we are getting a bit ahead of ourselves. Let's come back to the year 1947. The same year that India got independence, Doshi enrolled in Sir J.J. School of Architecture in Bombay. So if you think about it, Doshi truly was the architect of the free and modern India. Starting his journey the same year, India stepped into being an independent country.
I was not really sure about what it meant, independence, because I was still young. I was not conscious about what role I would play in future. But luckily, I had these opportunities which came my way.
So after studying for 3 years, in 1950, he boarded a ship to London. He dreamed of joining the Royal Institute of British Architects. But when he was in London, he met the architect that completely changed the course of his career and his life. I am of course talking about Le Corbusier. For the next 4 years, Doshi worked in the famed architect's studio in Paris. Also, to people wondering, no, Doshi did not know how to communicate in French, but he was so taken by Le Corb that he continued to live and work in Paris. Even the communication between Corbusier and Doshi happened in very basic English. Doshi later commented on this saying, "When you do not know the language, the conversation becomes more visual and spatial." To even get a job with Le Corbusier, Doshi was asked to submit an application in his own handwriting. And when he got the job, it was an unpaid one. Doshi worked with Corbusier for years. He returned to India to oversee the construction of some of Le Corbusier's projects, including the Mill Owners Association building, Villa Shodhan and Villa Sarabhai. Actually, this visit is also where B.V. Doshi met his future wife. Visiting the construction site of Shodhan House in Ahmedabad, Doshi met Pramod Parikh, a friend of the client Shamubhai Shodhan, who invited Doshi for a dinner at his home. The dinner is where he met Kamala Parikh, his future wife, for the first time. So Doshi was in Ahmedabad overseeing Le Corb's projects, and thanks to him, Doshi became acquainted with the industrialist Kasturbai Lalbhai and the scientist Vikram Sarabhai. Vikram Sarabhai, as some of you might know, is also called the father of the Indian space program. So both Vikram and Kasturbai played a vital role in institution building in independent India. and they both also became future clients of Doshi. He was also significantly involved in the design of Chandigarh. He was tasked with designing the living spaces for the thousands of humble government servants. This gave way to his continued interest in producing the best, basic, and low-cost communal spaces. Eventually, Doshi settled down in the city of Ahmedabad, where in 1956 he established his own studio, Vastu Shilpa. When Doshi started his firm, he hired 2 architects under him. Over the years, his firm changed from Vastu Shilpa to Vastu Shilpa Consultants and gained 5 partners and over 60 employees, completing more than 100 projects since. One of the best things about Doshi was that he infused the ideas and designs of Le Corbusier and yet held on to his Indian traditions, an appreciation of life back home, with an understanding of India, its people, and how their lives translated into architecture. In 1961, when Vikram Sarabhai wanted to establish the IIM Ahmedabad, Doshi suggested that Louis Kahn should be the one to build it. Louis Kahn, a master architect in his own right, considered Corbusier to be a great master and was friends with B.V. Doshi. He agreed to design this new campus for almost no fee. He just wanted money for travel and creating some office models. But he did all of this only on one condition: if B.V. Doshi worked with him and handled the project locally. Doshi agreed, and thus the beautiful IIM was created in Ahmedabad. Over the years, Doshi went on to create some great projects, like his own residence, named Kamala House after his wife, the Institute of Indology, Premabai Hall, and the Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. So there are loads of works of his that we could study and learn from. But here I want to talk about 2 of his projects that are my personal favorite. The first is a project that actually changed the trajectory of architecture education in India. In the year 1963, Doshi established the School of Architecture in Ahmedabad. Some of you might know it by its current name, CEPT University. In the year 1958, Doshi was teaching in America. At that time in India, we had only 5 or 6 schools of architecture. In his own words, we always referred to the Bauhaus, Oxford, Harvard, and so on. Every time there was a foreign reference. And I was asking myself, where is our reference? What is my reference about India? In this ambitious project, Doshi created a space that responded and worked with the climate of Ahmedabad. He included recessed plazas shaded by leafy trees. Basically, he carved out spaces that people would love to dwell in. Some inspiration for the project also came from his time of teaching in Philadelphia. When he went to the old building at the University of Pennsylvania, he noticed that their studios were one long room, where all studios were placed one after another. He says, I realized that education implies exposure, assimilation, dialogue, and exploration. Those things really affected me a lot. He wanted to create a school without doors, without any boundaries. At the same time, he wanted his project to be a journey, an exploration, a part of nature. I myself visited the campus in 2016, and even though the campus has changed since the initial design, being in the spaces at CEPT was still some of my favorite memories of Ahmedabad. And another fun fact, Louis Kahn also served as an early adjunct faculty member for this school. It was finally renamed the Center for Environmental Planning and Technology, or CEPT University, in 2002. And for those of you who do not know, CEPT is still one of the most reputed institutes for studying architecture in India. So from CEPT, let's move on to a project that inspires architects to this day. A project that was very close to home, or should I say to office. In the year 1980, Doshi finally built his own design studio, Sangat. The Sanskrit word Sangat means to accompany or to move together. In creating his studio, he wanted to create a space where people could truly collaborate and create. The structures in this project are semi-underground and are integrated with the natural characteristics of the site. There is an easy flow of terraces, reflecting ponds, mounds, and the curved walls. In his words, Sangat fuses images and associations of Indian lifestyles. The campus integrates, and memories of places visited collide, evoking and connecting forgotten episodes. Sangat is an ongoing school where one learns, unlearns, and relearns. It has become a sanctuary of culture, art, and sustainability where research, institutional facilities, and maximum sustainability are emphasized. Over the years, B.V. Doshi has proved time and time again that you don't need to be fanciful or flashy or iconic to create beautiful architecture. His work has always focused on people, on their relationship with the built environment, and how the built environment reacts with nature.
So, my notion of architecture, therefore, is not a theory or a building designed as a design, but to me it is like an organism, growing organism.
Doshi stated in 1954, "It seems I should take an oath and remember it for my lifetime, to provide the lowest class with proper dwelling. The Aranya low-cost housing in Indore and the cooperative middle-income housing in Ahmedabad are some beautiful examples of this." By the way, in 1994, he even created a project that I personally think is the most playful and avant-garde project he ever did. I am of course talking about the Ahmedabad Gufa. I have made a whole separate video about this project, so you can check that out if you want to know more about it. In her career spanning more than 7 decades, Doshi has created projects that are not only cherished by the users of these projects, but they have become an inspiration and proper case studies in what building in India can truly be. I started this video by saying, on 16th May 2018, Balkrishna Vithaldas Doshi or B.V. Doshi received the Pritzker Prize. At the age of 90, it served more like a lifetime award for him. Over the years, B.V. Doshi has received many awards, both nationally and internationally. This video will become an hour long if I start to name all of them. But his life and his work is not defined by these awards. To truly know Doshi, you need to listen, not just to his words, but to his spaces. And when you do, the genius of them will be right in front of your eyes. Hey guys, I hope you liked that video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, please share this video, and do subscribe to Blessed Arc. Also, let me know your thoughts about this video, about B.V. Doshi's work and his life in the comments below. Also, if you like everything that I create on Blessed Arc, do consider supporting me via Patreon. Patreon lets you support creators by a very small monthly contribution, and in return you also get access to loads of bonus videos and exclusive videos. So do consider supporting me there. I also have an Indian alternative for Patreon, so do check that out. Both of them are in the description below. I will see you guys very soon with more such content. Until then, bye bye.